So we are using yeah. So I've started recording. So we are going to talk a little bit about the design. So for the first one, if you guys can see my screen, please you tell me.
I
You can see my screen now.
yeah, I got you.
Okay, good. So this is the first one I gave you guys. I don't know if it's possible to collapse this. Okay, nothing. Okay, good. So this is the first one I gave you guys, and Danzo was kind of the first person to submit on that day, and I think he did quite well with the replication. And although I actually see that something of proximity, and there's a principle of proximity, although he applied it, but he didn't apply it to the latter. So like, but all so far so good. His designs were actually very good or something like that. So what I was talking about proximity is if you can if you can see the space here between here and this side, it's a little bit it's too different compared to the design where you see it's at the middle and there's an optical balance between the top and the bottom. So as you can see here, there's more space here and there's lesser space here. So you could also consider proximity next time when you are trying to balance where your element is to the border of where you put it. So this is like the border of it. This is like where the border of it, and you can. So proximity is very important when you're considering this one. Then this was the next challenge. I think nobody submitted that day, which I think we should also try and see if we can be submitting as early as possible for the 24 hours cap that will be given. I will try and with me also schedule most of the posts so you guys will be able to submit as early as possible. It will be 24 hours. Everybody submit this before the end of the day. I think that one is very important to help us in stuff like that. So this is the second design I gave, and I think this is where who submitted here. Awesome submitted his here, and I also noticed something about Awesome's design too. Awesome designs are actually good. I think most of our designs, all of our designs are actually good. I'm seeing that we are improving as the day go by. But I will also point out some of your errors and some things that I think that you guys can consider when okay. So I think now Ibrahim just submitted his own. Okay, no problem. We'll still get to that part. We'll get to that part where I will still go over. I'll review today's own too. So okay, you can still hear me. Hello. Can everybody hear me? Or can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's just that at the point it was low.
Okay, okay. I just had to change location or position. Okay, sure.
Okay,
So
okay, I can hear you.
okay, okay. So for awesome, it, awesome Ibrahim, everybody, nice work so far. It's nice work so far, so good. I said I've been observing that you guys your designs have been good and also standing out. So I think probably next time when I'm doing reviewing, I should probably prepare much better. It's just that I had to go for CDS or something like that, and I came back a little bit later and tired, so I was not able to put everything together. But next time when we are doing review, next week we are going to have another review on Thursday, and I'll have your design placed out for the whole 1 week. Then I'll talk each on each person's design for that week. Then next move to the next person's own and talk for that week. So that will be much better for us to know that okay, these are the places that you need to probably observe. So this is for awesome. As I said, I think the font choice here should be a little bit closer to the original. This is the original font. You could see it's more broad and like more wide compared to yours. That's more like condensed. There are different type of typefaces, you understand? So the typeface you could probably choose or when you are replicating design should not be too far. I gave you guys the luxury of experimenting or using things that are not like different elements, you understand? But things that elements that could be closest to the elements that are used should be considered. So the font type, the shapes, you understand, font types, shapes that you could customly make. Like if you watch the tutorials I placed out there for this one, you could see that most of the shapes there were customized. Like you could see the steps for customizing those shapes or making your own. So if you like you followed the tutorials, probably would have maybe helped you or something like that. So for font type here, this is more condensed, but the one that was given initially was a little bit wide and broad. So you could try and see if you could get fonts. If you don't know what font to use, you can ask. This is the group wasn't just created for you guys to submit. It's also a platform where you can ask your mate. You could ask your mate or ask me, when also I'm also your mate, and see if you could get any feedback and say, okay, what fonts do you use? Like I think is it awesome? Awesome used one background there. When I get there, I will actually talk about that one there. So this is for Simon Emmanuel. Simon, you have not been that consistent. You come once in a while and off, although I think you explain your reasons, and I can understand also. But I think maybe you should try a little bit. Even it's 30 minutes. The longest a video can be on YouTube is 15 minutes. You could just watch it truly, just probably watch it. If you could take you to watch a 15-minute video and replicate it, it would take you about 30 to 35 minutes. So 30 to 35 minutes per day wouldn't do you that bad. You understand? Or wouldn't probably affect your whole workflow or something like that. So in this case, if like you watched the video, you would have used a color picker to pick a color, like the color here, you understand? Then and you could have very closeness when it comes to the colors. Although for the font choice and stuff like that, it's very close. It is more broadened, you understand? It's more wide for font you used. Also proximity, I could see that you also tried proximity, although most of the contents were moved towards the right. They were right aligned instead of left aligned. If you check here, they are this is Danzo. Okay, this is yeah, they are more right aligned. So alignment, you see they are right aligned compared to yours that are more of left aligned or center. Yeah, left aligned instead. So you also consider checking all those ones too. You check something like alignments, you check the proximity, you check the how like the proximity also applies to the spaces that were given at the top, also the spaces that were given at the bottom. That was the main aim of you guys replicating designs throughout the past 2 weeks, is to look at how people apply the principles of proximity, of balance, of what's it called, of contrast, of hierarchy, and see how you can also copy those styles or those patterns or those techniques and apply it to replicating the same design, so that you understand it will give you, even you don't fully understand and why the person did it, or you could probably, it subconsciously passes the message that okay, this design is balanced, this design has hierarchy, has contrast, so you understand there's proximity and stuff like that. So next time you could also consider all those ones too. So also for Simon, I could see the font here. It's kind of different. You use capital letters for yours, and meanwhile for the original design it was small letters that were used also. The font choice, even it's not the same font, it could be as close as possible to the fonts that you are supposed to use. Now for Ibrahim, I do not know whether Ibrahim has Adobe Illustrator installed on his system. He has not reached out to me to tell me about his Adobe, whether he is having troubles installing Adobe Illustrator. So, after the whole session of today, I will also be a message. I'll just pass out to you guys so it will help you guys. So, for Ibrahim here, I think, I don't know, maybe you rushed to work. Okay, because you told me back then, I think he was ill and kind of recovering. So, I will probably let some of the things slide. Uh, the icons, no icons that were used. The proper icons are not the icons that are supposed to be used. This also the fonts, not the same fonts or not similar fonts or close to something like that. Then yeah, so these are probably things you could also consider. If you see here, that's the is it the arc here? How curvy the arc is compared to here is different. Here is more gentle, while it's just steep here. Like the curve here is more steep. So you could consider all those things too and look at it. This is more right left aligned, which is supposed to be right aligned, and the font size it's more smaller. So typeface also here, the icons or these yes, the icons used are also different. So elements are not balancing enough in this case. So let's just move to the next one. So this is the one I gave the next day, which I think this is day three. Uh, and my main design, what I used, my main concentration or what I thought would give you guys problems, was this the effective. So I made a video concerning this. So most times when I don't design everything at all at once or everything complete, I focus on the things that I think might give you issues using Adobe Illustrator, because my main aim is to see how I can teach you the fundamentals of design. That's the principles and the elements, then also teach you how to use Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop included, but not too much of Photoshop. So my main aim was just this, and I think most of you guys delivered. So this is for Ibrahim. Now, in this case for Ibrahim, I think you should also, if you're having doubts on canvas or artboard sizes, I think okay, Emmanuel is saying that he can't join. Um, so Emmanuel say he can't join. I think what's wrong? Probably if it's network issues or something like that. Okay, so for Ibrahim, as I said, if you're having doubts on what font the artboard size, what your size is supposed to be, probably what size you supposed to use when you are designing, I think you should try and ask. I think Dazo has reached out to me. I think Dazo has reached out to me. Like Michael has reached out to me too. I think I'll be calling you Michael instead. Michael has reached out to me to ask me the design size, there's artboard size, what size you should use when designing, and I've answered most times. So for this case, what I gave here, I gave you a default square size. I think this is default. This is square. Yeah, this is a square size, an Instagram square size. It is 1080 by 1080 pixels. So 1080 by in height, 1080 in width when it comes to pixels. You should consider that. What I've been giving you for the past 2 weeks has been either portrait or it has been in um or in squares. So those are what I've been giving you for the past 2 weeks. So maybe you should try and consider asking questions on what artboard size am I supposed to use, what is the size I'm supposed to consider, stuff like that. So next one, I think this is for Danzo. Is on, yeah, it's very good, nice work. Also with the way you applied everything here. Yeah, good. So this is for also Danzo, and his yeah. So I could see he applied it very well, but I think he didn't add, what should I call it? He didn't add those outer glues that would have made it pop in such cases. But nice work, nice delivery so far. Okay, Emmanuel said it's just showing connecting. Um, Let me say you should close Telegram and join again. Okay, so sorry for that. Okay, so this is what I gave you. I knew that most of you guys will have issues with the curve. You understand the curved pencil, something like that. So I think I showed you guys in a video on YouTube on how to curve the pencil using Photoshop. Photoshop will do that for you. Illustrator might have challenges because it's more on pixels, except you want to build the whole pencil from scratch in Adobe Illustrator. It's possible to do that. So you have the curve and everything together. You just have to work on your gradients, work on shadows and highlights. So all these ones combined. It's a little bit more advanced. when you are designing in Adobe Illustrator. So this is for Awesome. Awesome, also nice delivery so far. Just the outer glow here. I think I posted the video the whole after the whole submitting. Good. So as I said, I'm just going to go through and see how I can just talk on the main things that I think you guys should consider. And this is for, I think it's for, okay, sorry, the guy, I've forgotten your name because I don't actually know how to pronounce your name. It's in French when you gave me your name then, and I do not want to pronounce it anyhow. So I don't know if you could help me pronounce if he comes online, because I think he's not online, and his time zone is quite different or very far from ours. Let me check for his name. Sorry. Okay. Okay, his name is Mambo. He's from Ivory Coast. So his name is Mambo. So when he comes online, probably comes online and he sees this video. Probably he might also take corrections from those ones too. So Mambo, nice work, nice execution. I could see your application of proximity, but I think you use, when it comes to the alignment here, you use a center alignment, which is supposed to be a, a right alignment when you're probably replicating something like that. So that's one thing there. And for also him, that same Mambo, the yeah, I think he did very well when it comes to the effect here. Lightning effect, there's the light effect here. He played with uh there is something they call the blur effect, that's the radar blur effect. He played with it very, very well, and that's actually a nice application. So this is for also him. I like the way that he used a roughen effect. It's something called a roughen effect in Adobe Illustrator. I don't know whether he used Adobe Illustrator, but he used the roughen effect in this case, and he applied it very well. For these cases here, for the ones up here, I think they are less opaque compared to what he did here. Here is more opaque, like it's 100% opacity, which is supposed to be about, I think, 60 or 50% opacity in this regard. So for the next one, this one would have been very easy, like very simple, because if maybe you have seen one or two videos that I've done where you could um have text trace a particular path or follow a path, you could use your pen tool, or you could use your curvature tool, which is much much better. Or you could use an ellipse tool, you slice it into half, remove the fill, and you can use the stroke and trace it running through the stroke. I think I also did that in the video you would have watched if you watched it. So this one is for Andanzo. Nice execution as always. You've been doing that for quite some time. I do not see any error that you have here. And you also got the picture, that's the image that was used. I don't know where you got it. You myself, I don't even know. I had to use a different image. So nice execution, nice sourcing. I have so far so good. I think you've been sourcing for images, and sourcing for images so good. So this is for Emmanuel, Simon Emmanuel. Um, so Simon Emmanuel, you have the freedom of using any image elements that you want, but I think also you should consider how the image is being enlarged in such cases. So you could see his eyes are not here, and probably just his head you just cut in this case here. So I think you should also consider the stuff, and also between there's a balance between what is being given. So you could see the balance here. But one text is a little bit higher than the other when it comes to your own case. Then we have also, I've been noticing that you have the artboard size, and then you have the main image inside the artboard. So the artboard is large, meanwhile the design you are doing is like a little bit small inside. So it's for you to balance between the artboard size and also your design, your main design. Your main design should fill the whole artboard, so you don't have all these white spaces here. they're kind of not, you understand, not necessary when you are designing. You should fill the artboard. You understand? Use the whole artboards that you have. I don't mean that you should do interface, the artboards that you have created. So this is the 1080 by 1080. This artboard is the 1080 by 1080. So ensure your whole design fits into the 1080 by 1080. Then for also this, I think it's the same thing. And I think you didn't apply this very well. You have taken it up and pushed it, then you tilt it a little bit so it doesn't fall on her face. And erasing your, that's removing backgrounds. You should probably see how you could work on that. If you have issues, you could reach out to me, then I could help you do that. Remember, my DM is open for you guys. If you have issues, if it's urgent and probably I don't reply within the space that you want, you could call me on WhatsApp and any on WhatsApp platform, and I'll respond. And probably just have a little bit discussion. Even 5 minutes, it's not going to be a problem. If I'm busy, I'll tell you, then I'll call you back if so that we can be able to talk. As I said, the artboard should also, the design should fill the whole artboard and cover. So that's what I've observed about Simon's designs. Most of them do not fill the artboard. So this is okay. Sorry, uh this is also for Simon. I think this is Photoshop. Not okay. This is yeah. This is Photoshop. This is Photoshop. Oh, it's Illustrator instead. Sorry, this is Illustrator, and I think it's, is he having issues? What did he say here? Okay, yeah, this is just behind the scenes. Yeah, it's final output and stuff like that. So yeah, so this is behind the scenes. So if you're having issues with artboards and a design, the main design inside, then you can reach out to me and I'll just do a short tutorials for you and probably explain how you could go about that. This one is what I gave. Yes, this is my own what I gave. This is Awesome's replication of his previous design, and I think is well executed, except the balance here would have scaled your text so it switches probably something here, so it doesn't need to fall or touch the neck here. But nice execution and nice sourcing out for the image, very nice one. Then this is application for Denzo, nicely done also. Uh yeah, nicely done, very done. Then this is Ibrahim's own. Now Ibrahim, as I said before, your effect first here is very good, nicely done. I saw the way you did it. You applied the blur very well, the outer glow. I think you watched the video. What just you have is just your advert size. You are using a landscape, and I think I don't know the size. I'm not sure about the size, but what I gave was 1080 by 1080p. So you could probably check out your advert size or canvas size when you're designing, or ask questions, as I said initially. So also for this one, so it was also 1080 by 1080 that I gave you guys, but the advert size you're using here is not 1080 by 1080. And also, I think the issue of one of the issues also I've observed is your proximity when it comes to designing, placing them. So for this case, I think it's because of the advert size used, it's more, it has more width than height. So for you balancing it, you're looking for ways to utilize the spaces in between, or probably create white spaces to kind of like balance the design in your eyes. But if you use the artboard size that I gave, or ask questions and I told you probably it's by 1080 by 1080, you would have been able to see how you could manage the spaces all through when designing. So in this case, it's also the same thing. You, the spaces are trying to like manage or spread it out so that the spaces could sit well for you. Now, I noticed what the black one here, I think probably you are trying to add an effect, or maybe you forgot to eliminate the black shape rectangle here. So that one too, probably maybe you should check it out. But there's no need for you to probably go and say, except you want to do it for your own, then you could probably redesign it and for your own self. You can also submit it if you want to, but if you, I'm just pointing out the issues that you have so far. Then we have, this is what I gave. Then this is Danzo's replication. So it's nicely done. It's nicely done. The differences are not much at all. Nice execution. I think you should have also considered using a line. You could have all your text and everything done like in on a balanced line. All the stuffs are done, everything on a like a straight line. Then you tilt everything so everything will be at the same angle, because your text here and the shape is not at the same on the same angle compared to this. You could see the different distance here and the distance here are are quite equal. While here is more closer to this one compared to this one. So for Danzo, this is I say Danzo. This is for Ibrahim. Ibrahim, there's one thing. There's a rule, not in any of the principles, sha, but this is a rule. One of the rules of design: you never stretch an image. Never stretch an image for any reason. If you want to probably adjust, you want it to fit into the space, it better it cuts the image from left, right, and center. But do not stretch your image, whether it's vertically or horizontally. Do not stretch it. It will distort the legibility. It will distort the aesthetic look of the image. It will make it not good. You got so anytime you are designing, do not stretch your image. As you see here, you stretched it to like probably cover the space. Don't stretch images, please. Text that's pixels, do not stretch pixels. Except maybe you are trying to do a probably a design, a throwback design, or probably an old school design. It's a method or something like that. You could stretch objects, but images are not good when you stretch them. They don't look nice and they get distorted. So one thing that you probably should actually look out for too. Then this is also Ibrahim's design. As I said, spaces here should not have been that way, and there should be more spaces. I think it's more in this more here. So you'd have started your old text in this space, then cover up the rest spaces there. So this is design I gave, and this is Danzo's design. I like the way you executed your design with your uh how do I say it? Your shadow, how you used your shadow. I think you did yours before even the video was out, and then you did it very well with also your shapes here. I think probably you downloaded this one or something like that. And everything is very close, very close. Nice execution again, Danzo. So this is for again Ibrahim submitted another one. I think this one is not that distorted. You could also have seen from where it was cut. So you have cut it from probably her nose here, then the neck would have fitted. And also artboard size. Artboard size is also considered that one too. Then we have for this is design I gave. Okay, this is Danzo's design. Okay, this is design I gave, and this is Danzo's design. Closely, very close. Very close. Just the font here. If you notice, you could see that here is more thicker or is in more uh, font with more weight. The font side, the font weight here is more than the one on top. So you would have also considered that when probably designing. So, but so far so good. Nice work. You also got your sourced for the logo, and also you imputed it there. Everything done nicely. Nice one there. So this is for Ibrahim's design. Ibrahim, this is very good. This is very good. But I think your shadow shouldn't have been casted on the shape behind him. That's the one also. And also artboard size. I think I'm using an A4 in this case. This is an A-board size. We should also have considered using probably something 1080 by 1350. Now that's 1350 pixels. Then this is awesome, awesome, nice work. You did not apply too much curve here. That's also a great effect I used there. Um, then this is also awesome. So application of the other one. Uh, very close. I guess this is what I was saying. Um, for the initial design, there was a pattern I was given in the background. Should I say a pattern or something like that? So you could also make this on Adobe Illustrator. I will do a tutorials for that. I don't know most of you guys have been watching my tutorials, so you see how I make all these things. So there's also a method that you could use to replicate this kind of patterns. Might not be exactly the same, but it's very close to what you can actually see here. So I like the way that you actually went online, you are sourced for a background or a pattern, and you applied it when you were designing you were making your design. So it stands out and is actually different. So that's nice work. That is very nice work there. Awesome. So let's go to the next person's design. Faith, I haven't talked much about your design because I think that you started submitting it a bit late. So this is for awesome, nice execution here. Also nice execution, but I think also using a straight line or designing when it's on a straight line, then tilting all of them together would have helped also. So this next execution, you also try to reverse the shadow, place it in front instead of back. But remember, it's replication, not improvement, or probably try your own, but it's nice execution. You understand the concept and the technique, so you applied it to your own design. So this is for Ibrahim. Ibrahim, I think you watched the tutorials, then you tried to do it, but I think some of the elements are missing here. When I do the designs on YouTube and post it, I do not want you to do exactly what I did on YouTube. I just want you to understand the techniques that were used. You understand? Then look at the design I gave you and replicate it in such way. You understand? So I think probably maybe I skipped. No, I think I imputed all this when I was doing it on YouTube. And this is not flag. This is wave. I think this is a wave that you used here, not flag. Flag would have helped you to curve the side inside and curve the other side inside. Then also you'd have tried to balance this with this. So here will be a little bit longer to this. Do not stretch it, just increase the size. So that's one. And also for artboard size, that is another thing. This is also a okay, yeah, no problem. No, just take the corrections. I'll post the video so you can watch it again in case and you see where you just need to just make your corrections when we are going to improvement phase. I will also talk about the improvement phase at the latter end. So this is for Ibrahim to also artboard size is also one thing. I could see like you did something in the background. It's not visible, but I don't know. Maybe my eyes is tricking me. But nice work. Just add what size. You should consider your add what size next time, and also font choice when replicating. Font choice is also important. Font is more even important than colors. I stand not to be corrected. So this is what I gave. I didn't do any replication on this on YouTube, but I will do that um today slash tomorrow, and then I'll have it posted. This is for Ibrahim. Ibrahim, nice. I think you asked me about how to do the stroke. I give you just a wordy explanation, but I think you executed it well with the stroke, and also the effect of light on like reflection on this is nice. Very nice. Then this is what I gave. I think I gave two of this, and I said you guys should replicate the two. So you just adjust the boards to fit into it. This is a square that's 1080 by 1080, and this is a mobile size. The mobile size is 1920 by 1080p. 1920 not by 1080p, or it can be 720 by 1080p or 1080 by 720p. So that's what you can actually work with. It's supposed to be portrait, it's supposed to be a mobile size, hence it's supposed to be an Instagram or a square size. So that's the size. If you have issues, you could also I will send a post on sizes that you could also consider when you are designing on for social media platforms. Then this is for Simon Emmanuel. Nice work here. Although boards you did not do the main effects here for the pencil was not applied here. So I think probably you're having a different idea of what is there. It's supposed to be done there. Then we have this is also for Simon. Okay, this is for awesome, nice work, nice execution. In this case, you have seen here that here has more weight compared to the one on top, but you used the flag effect very nicely done. And we have for Simon Emmanuel here. I think you'd have considered raising it up. I think you submitted this one also. Probably I didn't talk about it, so you had to resubmit it again. But I made a correction there, so you could probably see it and submit there. So this is also for Simon. Balance here. It's not sorry. Go down. Sorry. Good. So I am here. I'm here. So I think balance, if you check, this is not straight. So in this case, it's straight, and we have used the white text or something like that. And this stroke, I can see stroke on the shapes, the ellipse you used behind. It shouldn't have been so. We should have moved the ellipse and considered using something different. So this is also for Simon. I think you did nicely well here. You also created your own pattern, just use circles and put them side by side each other. And also I've been noticing that most of your images, your hair usually gives you issues. You have white on your hair. You should probably I will do tutorials on how to move images or move backgrounds from images, and also help you with the hair type, the hair management. You understand? You're able to move hair very well using that. So I'll do that one this night before I sleep. Although I might not use my voice because I'm not in a quiet place. It's kind of a little bit noisy. So I'll just do this and I'll make it a little bit very very slow so you guys could understand the step by step guide while you guys move images. So this is for Simon. Simon, I don't know whether you watched tutorials on how you could use you'd have created this background, but in this case you didn't position them very well. And also for this case, it's just you just create holes on the shape on a particular shape, then you create a duplicate of it and make it to be the the shadow. And this is for Danzo. Nice implementation, nice one so far. This is for Ibrahim. Ibrahim, as I said, do not stretch images, please. Next time, I beg you. Thank you. Then I don't know where this logo is coming from. I think that logo is not supposed to be on that design. Okay, I think the logo is to be there. Yeah, the logo is there. Then also there is something here. I think you removed. Also, the thing should be here too. Yeah. So this is also artboard size. Consider it square next time. This is also. I think this is not up to. This is an A4. So next time probably use an A4. I think here I also use an A4 but in landscape mode. So this is for this is what I submitted to you guys for replication, and this is Danzo's replication. Very very close, in fact, very accurate. As I said, very accurate with the font choice and other elements used in the design. Although I think I give you a different artboard size. In this case, yours is more web-like, and I incorrectly judged that it should be a web-like. This is not a web-like size. I think this is an E4 in landscape mode. But nice work, like extremely nice work. Forget the whole artboard size thing in this case because you executed it very very well, and I'm also that's nice work. This is Ibrahim. So Ibrahim, this is where I could actually give you a round of applause very well because you were very close with it. Although I could see some proximity issues here, the space in at the bottom and the space at the top should also consider. I think that's one thing I've been noticing about most of our design proximity. There's the space in between and the space in between, the space at the edges, the space at the with the borders and the things like that. So you should consider those ones maybe next time when you are designing. Then this is what the last one. I think okay, this is not the last one. There's one like after this one. This is very simple, like straightforward. I give guys a font so you guys could use not the same font, but it's very close. I like the font I downloaded, so I just said you guys should use it. And I think this is Danzo's own. This is Danzo. This is as close as possible. And next execution again, Danzo. I think you. I don't know whether you designed yours your own, whether you designed it yourself. If you designed it yourself, this icon here, kudos to you. Then I think this is Faith. This is where Faith began her own. And Faith, nice execution. Thank you for this. This is good. This is Awesome's replication. I think he explained how he got the settings icon in this case. Then we have Awesome's own. This is good. Very good. Nice execution. Thank you for this too also. Then we have oh yeah, awesome again. This is very close. This is extremely. I think this is almost like the same thing I gave you, and you executed your proximity in this case. I think I can't find any proximity issues in your whole design in this case. Everything is balanced centered. I don't know maybe you use Figma. I think at one point where I met Awesome, who were trying to learn um Figma. Is it UX UI design, but Figma instead. So I think you maybe use Figma here and it's helping with auto balance or something like that. But nice execution here. Then this is for Simon. Simon, I think this doesn't have a shadow. In the main design, that doesn't have a shadow, and also proximity for this case. But so far so good. I think it's nice design. Then we have this. Um, this is for Simon. Simon here, I like this. This is very good. It is nicely done. Nicely done in this case. But you see, there is one effect that I did, and one effect, if you notice, it's not like an effect kind of, but it's the masking effect. Like you have two shapes, so you use the first shape and mask the image, then the one at the back will act as the background. So you understand? So in that case, I think probably maybe you didn't watch that video, so it would have helped you in that execution of this. I think the image, the person in front is supposed to be a little bit higher at the top, or the shape should be a little bit here, so the person pops out of the shape but doesn't pop out from other sides, just the top here. So that one is also what you'd have put into consideration. But nice execution so far. This is for Simon, the font choice, and I think this is a little bit stretched. Also, the effects here, I do not understand that effect, but nice work. And there's a reflection here. You didn't apply that reflection in that case. Yeah, so this is where we are. You didn't apply the effects in that case. So it was applied on text, but you didn't also do that too. So I think maybe you should try. And there is a stroke effect on every image here, like border stroke, kind of border that has been applied on that. If you know, probably maybe you know how to go about that. But I will show you guys. I say I'll make a tutorial on that today or tomorrow for you guys. This is for Simon. Okay. I think you applied it here, and you did it nicely. You also applied it here. You did nicely. But I think proximity is also a issue here. Proximity, in this case. So probably maybe consider that next time. Proximity. I said you could check on proximity and see how you can balance elements there. So this is for Ibrahim. Ibrahim, try and use the white space. The white space is too much, or the space is too much. You should try and use them. There's a difference between negative space and white space, please. So there is white space, and the white space here is too much. You should try and expand it, like make it bigger so it fills in the gaps that it's supposed to fill. Then this is for Simon. Yes, Simon, you filled everywhere. That's good. Then I think everything here is good. Everything here is good. Just probably the cases where you need to lay emphasis, like contrast to making it have more weight or less weight or something like that, would have been in considered also. But nice work done here and nicely done. And this is also for Awesome. Awesome, you did well, very, very well with this design. But I think the main design had like shadows, soft shadows. I think shadows under. I will check that. Let me check that and see if yes, this is what I dropped. Okay, there's no shadow on that, so yeah, no shadow. Good. So this is it. So this is for Simon. To your fonts here, you could notice that they became smaller. Would have increased it. Probably next time when you're doing replications, you keep them side by side so you see how close they are to each other when you're replicating. Remember to also try and replicate designs once in a while. It's very important that you replicate um some designs so you understand how techniques have been applied. So you still like an artist. You don't need to go replicate the person's design and just paste it in somebody's else design. Like a client gives you a job, then you just paste it there. No, please do not do that. I beg you. Please do not do that. I beg you. So so far, I think we've been able to talk so far. I hope this audio is very, very good for the recording because I did not record on on my Telegram, but I recorded on uh my OBS. I think my battery is low at this point. Please, so far, so let me just move to my phone. Then from there, we'll continue our discussion. Join here. Okay, so can you hear me, guys? Okay, okay.